Port Everglade is a popular port to sail out of in Florida. It also was the first home of megaship Oasis of the Seas, but it is also a large working port, and because of that, it will require some differences than you would experience, say, at the Port of Miami, where it's all just cruise ships. On this episode of IslandJumper.travel, I want to talk about Port Everglades and its differences from other ports in Florida, and a few things that you could do while you're in port, say before your cruise in Fort Lauderdale. So because Port Everglades is a large working port, it has a security area that you'll have to go through when you are trying to get to your ship to board. So it will be asked of you to show proof of identification and proof that you have reservations on one of the ships. Now that most of the cruise lines are moving away from paper and to phone apps, maybe it would be a good idea to have a paper backup, especially as the cruise ships get started back up. I'm filming this in May of 2021, so there may be some challenges to sort out as the ships come back online. So did you know that Fort Lauderdale has over 300 miles of waterway? They call it the Venice of Florida. So it has a lot more than just beaches, but for my Charlene's 7 things to do in Fort Lauderdale, the first thing is going to be beaches. So there are a number of beaches in Fort Lauderdale, and I'll list them out. And some of them have kind of specialties. There's a family beach. There's a beach that's really good for dogs. There's ones that are just a little bit more laid back. So there's a lot of variety in the beaches in the Fort Lauderdale area. One of the beaches I'll talk about in more detail is the beachfront promenade, because it has shopping, beaches, restaurants, bars, hotels. It's got a lot to do in case you've got a lot of people that are discussing and need to be pleased with your pre-cruise excursion day. And number 2, there's also a lot of nature and kind of adventure things to do in the area. And I'll list some of those here. There's, of course, you can go ride on an airboat in the Everglades. There's a butterfly farm. There's a lot of nature kinds of things to do because you are in Florida and there's a lot to do there. Of course, there's some really great shopping to be done in Fort Lauderdale, not the least of which is Las Olas. It's a whole street that has shops and restaurants and bars and is very elegant and very pretty. Then, of course, there's the promenade, the beachfront promenade, which features a little bit of everything, beautiful beaches, hotels, restaurants, lots of shops, lots of things to do and mill about in order to enjoy your time before your cruise. There's also a water taxi and hop-on, hop-off bus, which does hit the popular areas. And they're a lot of fun. You can download an app in order to see where the bus is at the time. And it is a good way to get to see the area. And there are a ton of museums in the area. I'll get a list here, and this is not a complete list. There's anything from old cars to Seminole Indian heritage to just normal things you can find at museums like artwork. Lots of different museums to really enjoy in the Fort Lauderdale area. So number 6 of things to do is the Seminole Hard Rock. So it has gambling. It has, of course, what you'd find at the Hard Rock Cafe, but it also has it's a little strip of shops and restaurants and bars that has a lot of life and activities in the evening, and probably in the weekends too on the days. So I was only there in the evenings. We saw people were doing karaoke but with a band. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And what a fun experience. If you're into karaoke and you're good at it, that would be a really fun opportunity to be able to play with an actual band. And number 7 on Charlene's 7 is events. Now that we're kind of coming out of the lockdown, there's typically an event going on at any given time in the Fort Lauderdale area because it's beautiful. It has great, weather. Although albeit maybe a little bit warm. So there's a lot to do, and I'll include a link below that you can go to and see what events might be going on while you're in the Fort Lauderdale area. I always try to get down for a cruise a day or even two early. It kind of helps my mindset. We've also played it pretty close with missing the boat because of airline complications, a mechanical problem once, another problem with some weather that wasn't in our area, but caused the plane that we were going to need to take to delay to get to the airport that we were at. So we always like to go down at least a day early to kind of enjoy the area, kind of get acclimated, and kind of change into that vacation mindset. So Fort Lauderdale is a really great place, and if you get a chance to sail out of Port Everglade, definitely do it. It's fantastic. So for now, live your truth and live well.